Good evening and welcome to Modern Spiritualists Live. I'm Aeson. Of course, with me joining the table is the legendary Miss Hazel Firefly. How are you, darling?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. Dealing with everything, keeping it all in line. But, life's life. How was your weekend?
It was busy. I had the baby for a sleepover.
Oh, just taking for a walk.
I did. And I took him for his first joyride. We got in the car and went to my friend's
Oh, goodness.
because my son was on call at the weekend. And rather than him disturb everyone,
Mm-hmm.
they said, could I have little Parker?
Of course you will have local Parker.
It's a silly question asking.
Yeah, right. It's like he's already late. Why didn't you already have him here?
Yeah.
That would have been
Hi,
my comment.
Brenda.
Hello, Miss Brenda. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Well, I don't know. I've been a little trying to watch your news and figure out, how many of your news reporters are eating their words.
A lot of them, I think.
Yep.
A lot of them.
Do you want to go into that one?
Well, they're quick enough to make assumptions about everything.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, even though they're royals, they are human.
Well, not only that, but it's Nanya.
It just gets my goat that they will jump the queues for all treatment, and
Mm-hmm.
whereas you got people that need treatment that can't get treatment.
Well, see, here's the question. Like, I'm not familiar with this, but they're going through through a private hospital. What's the difference there? Like public and private.
Right, if I was to pay to go to a private clinic,
Mm-hmm.
it would cost me close to £1,000 for just blood tests and an x-ray.
Right.
But of
Right.
course, they don't have to pay because they're part of the royal family.
See, I'm debating if even though they don't have to, if they don't, because I don't know as a private individual, like business is business.
Yeah, but not for the royal family, it's not.
Okay.
They don't pay rent. They don't pay any bills like everybody else has to pay.
Okay.
They get, all the kids go to private school.
Right. Which I
They
thought
get,
most kids over there went to private school.
no, state school most of our kids go to.
Mm. Okay.
It just makes me mad that because she got Princess Catherine in front of her name,
Mm-hmm.
she just gets all the treatment. Right, put into perspective this way. I feel like that because there's an old lady I look after. She's
Mm-hmm.
86. She's got
Mm-hmm.
throat cancer and stomach cancer.
Right.
In the last month, she's had 6 of her appointments cancelled
Right.
because of her age and because she is what they say they can't. They can treat her by giving her stints and that,
Right.
but they can't give her radiotherapy. But yet, at the same point, she's worked all her life.
Mm-hmm.
She should get the same treatment as Catherine. Catherine wouldn't have appointments cancelled.
True. True. But I also look at it and I know that this is not a comparison, but like I drive 5 hours for medical care.
Mm.
Okay. I don't get the highest quality of medical care. I've had to search out and fight to get the right doctors for me.
But you pick, right, look at it this way then.
Uh-huh.
Jean have worked all her life. She's paid her national insurance, which
Right.
pays for our health care.
Right.
So she worked up until she was 80.
Right. when
But
that's
yet,
according to the plan she should do.
she should be given the treatment that she's paid for over the last 65 years.
Yes. Yeah.
But she's not getting it because her appointments keep getting cancelled.
Right. And
So if you look at it from two different views.
Right. Yeah. I understand your view. I understand her view. Well, the view that they're going through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. But I'm at the point of aggravation.
Go on.
Okay. So one of the Russian news sources, which was then picked up by some other news sources, had an announcement that you guys had a new king.
Do you know what? That was all rumour. But do you know what the biggest rumour was? That Catherine had up and run away with the kids.
I know, right? And it's like, really? You guys are seeing her in a car being driven. You guys are seeing her at the farm store.
Ah, but that's the thing. When the photo was published of her in the car, it wasn't her, it was her sister.
Interesting. Because I didn't hear that one. Okay.
Yeah, and she came out and said it was my sister that was in the car.
Okay. And it's like, what the hell? Like, if this was any other person on this
They'd
planet,
be left alone. Yeah.
they'd get their privacy.
Yeah.
Nobody would be pounding down their door. Nobody would be yelling at them.
I feel sorry for them in that respect. Because did you know, this is an interesting fact for you, did you know if a male is born into the royal family, up until the age of 8, they are not allowed to wear trousers on a public outing?
Right.
They've always got to wear shorts even in winter.
I know. Or kilts, depending on which part of England they're in.
Yeah.
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 Which, that's gotten me. But over here, it's gotten me flack because I wear shorts most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like people give me flack all the time with, oh, it's so cold and you're in shorts. And it's like, it's barely fucking cold. It is 46 degrees. Leave me be.
Oh,
I don't see you saying it to the woman in front of me that's in a skirt that's shorter than my shorts.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's insane. But, I was just watching it, and normally we can count on British news.
Yeah.
Like, they make sure they cover their shit. But some of this, like, I think it's called live TV or TV Live.
Yeah.
There's a few on there that I would pass them some hot mustard.
But the palace have cocked things up. Because I think it was either the Friday or the Saturday, they said a big announcement would be made within the next 72 hours.
Right.
So all the media went to the palace for this big announcement, and it wasn't done until the following week.
Right. But here's the other thing with that, and I think that it's easy. Like, we can see why it was held till the following week. Point blank, we wanted those children out of that school.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't want to be in school and have my mother on every TV in the school.
No.
Okay. Furthermore, any other things going on around them. I mean, granted, you guys have done very well at protecting those children's privacy. I almost want to say privacy.
I think that's one thing the news reporters do back away from is the children.
Right.
Because they are babies at the end of the day.
Exactly. And they should be allowed to be children. Don't care if they're your future head of state. They should be children.
Yes, I agree with you totally.
Okay, like age 12, age 14, you want to show him off at soccer or Quidditch
Yeah.
or whatever, go for it. Right now, let him be a child while he can be.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, because some of you guys are getting ready to have dressing of the colors. When is that? Next month or in June?
June.
Okay, so you have dressing of the colors. It is traditional that everyone comes out and watches it, and the flyover happens.
Yeah.
And every year, those children are scrutinized.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like the little girl. I think her name is Catherine. No.
no.
Well, the little girl, she is so as a child should be. She pulls
Mm-hmm.
faces. She does things when she shouldn't do them. But I think it's
Uh-huh.
brilliant because that's typical kids. Hi,
Mm-hmm.
Shannon.
No, Shannon. And yes, I did say Quidget.
But I love
Charlotte.
seeing
Princess
kids
Charlotte the
be.
Third.
That's right. Yes. Yes. But I
Yeah.
love seeing kids be kids.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be.
And that is, and it's going to be interesting to see how much Prince Louis has grown because that's the youngest baby,
Yes. Yeah.
you know. And, the pictures were nice, even though she messed them up, which we've all done. Dear God.
Of course we have. Of course we have.
Photoshop, we have filtered. I mean, hello, I'm sure that she may have a shadow TikTok account where she can
Did
go
you
and do
know
it.
we've now got a filter on you?
Yeah, yeah, we've got an age filter to make
You
us a
won't see
little bit
me using
lighter.
any.
Oh, honey, I do. I use
Right,
it as much
that's
as I
me.
can.
That's me with no filter.
Uh-huh.
That's me with a filter. I look like I've been sucking a red ice lolly. No, thank you. Take me back down to normal.
Okay. But that's the thing. We've all played with it. She isn't a
Yeah,
professional. It was not shot by the royal photographer. None of that.
no, no. And the thing is, she was just trying to keep things normal for the mothers of the UK.
Exactly. They're like I promise you, she is what in her third treatment, I would say, estimated. Like we're not for sure.
Well, they said she was starting treatment this week.
Okay. There's a lot of prep up
So,
to that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Plus recovering from an abdominal surgery, which I think is a major one. Like I don't
yeah.
think this is any like gallbladder takeout,
No,
appendix
no,
removal, cyst removal. This is something.
yeah. When
This was
they
big.
say abdominal on a female, it's normally, and the ladies will agree with me,
Mm-hmm.
how can I put this without us getting us into trouble? It's normally the reproductive system, shall we say.
Yes, it's normally the bread
That's what,
house.
yes, yes. And that's what they refer to as abdominal with a female.
Right, but there's so many other organs there, so we don't know exactly what they found, where they found
No,
it.
no,
Luckily, it's only pre-treatment, which I'm hoping this ice that we see the same effect out of this, because you women are worse than us men ever thought about taking care of your
yeah,
factories and getting your
yeah,
appointments and your scans and your checks.
yeah. And that is one thing that is so important. Like,
Yes.
how many of us actually check to see if we've got lumps?
Mm-hmm.
I can honestly say I wouldn't know how to. I'm
Okay.
holding my hands up. But yet, when you become to the age of 50, now I don't know if the men get anything.
Yes. Yes.
When we become 50, we go for screening.
Here's the thing, and this is a bigger problem in the US than probably there. At 45, men should be checking their boobs.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's one thing that's forgotten about is breast cancer in men.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. And lymphatic cancers, which understand UK viewers, I am speculating.
Yeah.
That may be what King has.
Yeah.
Just because of how they found it.
Yeah. This conversation is more of an awareness.
Yes.
It's for entertainment purposes and just to give us something to think about. It's not pointing fingers at any certain thing. It's just an awareness conversation.
And,
sorry, I had to put that in there just to cover ourselves.
You need to put that in there because we need to, we don't want turned off of Facebook again. But breast cancer in men happen quite often.
Yeah.
And no one talks about it.
No. Like you often see adverts on TV saying men check their prostate, but they never say anything about the chest area.
Right. One in is 833 in the U.S.
See, and that's a high number when you think about it.
Yep.
Because the US have got millions of people.
Yeah. So one in every 833.
Yeah.
Now, on average, 833 people visit a grocery store in a day.
Yeah.
Okay. And you can go undiagnosed, especially if you're working with doctors that don't pay attention, that aren't up on it, that are stuck in the stereotype. And this is tying into our subject, our stereotypical dynamic energetical roles.
Yeah. A random one for you. Do the ladies in the US get called for breast screening?
No, they don't get called for them.
Right. Over here, you start getting breast screening at the age of 50.
Right, as you should.
If there's breast problems in the family, you get called from the age, I think, is 25.
Okay, define called for me. Like they ring you up?
You'll get a letter.
Okay, they don't get any of that. They're lucky if they even get access to a mammogram machine. Matter of fact, in the state of West Virginia, we have a mobile bus that goes from clinic to clinic to clinic.
We have the hospital that's like a 5-minute walk away from me.
Yeah.
And we have the mobile breast screening clinic that goes to the outdate. How can I put it? Because Norfolk is a lot of little villages.
Right.
They'll go to the little villages and stay there for a month and move to different areas that people are restricted in traveling.
Right. And that's about the same that they do here. But as far as I know, and I've handled ladies' health care for many years, you don't get a phone call. It's up to you to execute. Yep, they have to schedule their own.
See, that's ridiculous, because over here, we'll get a letter to say, you have got an appointment.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that, because if there's something there, more often or not, you can't feel it anyway.
Right.
And it's the same as poor Brenda said.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the last place you would expect a man to have it. Because when you talk about the breast, you always think about ladies because they've got, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's a lot of broadcasting about ladies. It's like, so I'm hoping that her video message is shut everybody the hell up, hand out their crow for them to eat. Yeah. 2, hopefully they get a new press agent, because that's been half their problem, is they don't have a comms person at Kendrickson that is, used to handling the press. Like there's an advertisement out for someone to do that.
And what they do in Buckingham Palace, if they've got an announcement to make, you know, like a music stand that you put a book on to read the music.
Yeah.
They've got one of those that's wood and is gold. And when they're making an announcement, they bring that down to the front of the gates at Buckingham Palace. And that's how they make their announcements.
Right. But you're dealing with if I'm correct, you're dealing with two different systems. Buckingham Palace has is their own organization. It's like Firefly Inc. has her own organization. If she has an announcement, you do it by yourself. And then Kensington Palace does their own thing.
No.
No?
No. All announcements have got to come through Buckingham Palace.
Ah, okay.
Because before an announcement can be made, they've got to be run through the hierarchies first,
Right.
Yeah. You know, and it's always made that way.
Okay. Because I know that your bagger bonds that someone needs to come collect over here, just throw it onto their Twitter account.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I'm hoping that this is a great wake-up call for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, she is 40.
And that's the scary thing. And I'm hoping to God, and I hope the females on you will take note, go for all your smear tests, all your appointments. Yes, nobody likes going for an appointment, but at the end of the day, they could find something. And that's the scary thing.
Right. But now it's not the treatment. It's not the treatment I remember. Okay? It's not the treatment of our grandmothers. The treatment's so different. And there's so many of them now. You know, from, one person I know that's doing it takes a pill every day.
Yeah.
You know, they're not in a clinic for 8 hours a day.
There's different ways and means of having all types of treatment.
Right. Yeah. And that's what hopefully gets people moving.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's the important is, and how brave of her.
Very brave. That must have been so difficult for her to come out. Yes, she gave one announcement, but she was knowing that she was making that announcement to so many million people. And as harsh as this sounds, I feel she's got a better following than the king has.
Well, she does. She's more popular. She's more and this is the hard thing for King Charles. He is 72, 74?
Yeah. I think he's 72.
Okay. He's in his 70s.
Yeah.
She's 30 years younger. Yeah. People have, the people that saw, and he done a lot of damage to himself in the 70s and 80s. Okay. He took that Playboy level a little high. But his following is aging. They read the evening news. They're not right there on your Twitter account replying to your tweet in minutes.
Yeah. And that's what I think Catherine got the upper hand. She's a young mum. How can I put this without sounding derogatory? She's a young mum, but she's an older mum, if that makes sense. She's a mum of young children, but she's an older mum. So for her, she knows that everything that she's going to go through will affect those kids as well.
Right. And no amount of nannying, daddy care, which I think she does have a trusted nanny. But it is not the watering area of, all right, children, it was lovely to see you at dinner. Bye.
I haven't seen that one, Shannon.
I still love the meme about Prince William acting too much like his dad and Diana yanking those good genes back. I've seen it, but she'll send it to us.
Brilliant.
Yeah. But and that brings up, and a lot of people are saying Kate, Princess Catherine took up the spot of Diana, which is kind of fitting. I mean, she's the Princess of Wales.
Yes. She's very elegant.
Mm-hmm.
She's a people person.
She is a people person. She loves getting out and talking to people. She loves going to the grocery store. And the other thing, but it is so interesting because during all this, of course, YouTube is feeding me more and more stuff. People have done compilation videos. Can you imagine people doing compilation videos about how you step? Because if you're in a partnership, you naturally know how that person moves and you can adjust and move with them.
Yeah.
Okay, but no, there's whole compilation videos about how she steps and backs up when she needs to, and how, she's able to elegantly move around the prince, the king, and the late queen.
Do you know what? I think she would be quite a feisty one if you upset her.
Oh, I think she is a feisty one. I think she's one that, Buckingham Palace sees her number ringing on the phone, and it's a personal cell phone, and they're like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think she reminds me a lot of Queen Mary.
Yeah.
She really does. In her elegance, in her behaviors, in her ways of speaking, it sounds so much like the grandmother.
Yeah. But I think you could put her in a black bag and she'd still look amazing.
Honey,
because that's the type of person she is.
Like, the U.S. already has shortages. We do not need to cause a shortage on garbage bags.
No, but you know what I mean? That's how elegant she is. You could stick her in anything and she would still look beautiful.
Right, and she would still act beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. So with all that, this kind of all ties into our, the divine masculine, the divine feminine, because we put that onto so many people. And the harder part there is realizing that you're both. You have divine masculine qualities, divine feminine qualities. And no, we're not talking about trans identity energies. Masculine and feminine here is used as masculine energy. What is classified as masculine energy is more so active energy.
Yes.
And feminine energy is more classified as passive energy. The plus and minuses from high school.
Do you think these days that the the energies are becoming more equal?
I think these days the energies are being more expressed because I think they're already equal. Okay. But I think these days it's becoming more apparent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there used to be such a thing as men's jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And there used to be such a thing as women's jobs.
Right.
But that's not the case anymore, which is a bloody good thing.
Well, it is, especially since I've always been more into a heavy female industry. What I mean by that is, like, when I was in nursing, I would be the only male nurse.
Yeah.
And more female nurses. And guys, if you go onto the networks, look at any of them on, my link tree is down there. You will see I'm outnumbered.
Yeah.
And what's scary is I'm normally the one that's more in the meetings. I'm the one more feminine and more quiet. And you ladies are tearing the hell out of people, expressing more of that masculine energy.
You know, if I'm in a meeting, I don't care. I rip the shit out of who I need to.
I know.
If they don't like me, tough shit.
Right, but if someone did not hear voice tone and someone did not see pictures, they would think that I'm the feminine energy in that meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think as well, any single parent, being male or female, because you've got to play the role of both parents, you have both that male and female energy, because you've got to have.
You express it more because we all have it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. We all should be able to sew. We all should be able to cut the grass. We all should at least know where the oil cap is on the car.
Yeah.
Now, granted, if I choose to distribute and use that knowledge of energetical, that there's the oil cap and you put oil in it, or if I look at him and go, find a garage because I'm just putting gas in this, that is my prerogative.
Yeah. See, I can put water in, I can put oil in, I can pump my tires up.
Yes, Brenda, I'm the quiet one.
He is. Shall I tell you a secret, Brenda? We'll have a meeting a few days before a meeting that we are going into. And I'll say, I'm not happy with this. I don't like the way this is being done. And he just says to me, just tell them. I do. Sometimes you've even got to pull me back in.
Well, here's the thing. I work with a large group of lionesses that are all queens in their own rights. I learned a long time ago, sit back, let it all out. Like, I schedule a meeting for an hour. The first 15 minutes is for clearing the table.
Yeah.
And then we can get to work.
This is how the situation runs with us too. I attend the meetings, I want to organise them. That's to the boss who sat there chugging away. That's who organises our meetings. Then he'll say to me, we've got this meeting, it's about, and I'll say, right, okay. We had a meeting a few weeks ago where nobody actually turned up. I let rip on them and said how unprofessional, how people need to give us more thoughts, because we give up our own times for these meetings. And sometimes it's better coming from a female, because I can be quite harsh in the way I say things, but because I'm a female, I actually get away with it.
No, they
Whereas
listen
if a
to
male
you.
was to say it, it might come across as being aggressive.
And see, this is the thing, and this is the thing I learned in nursing, and I went on, and it's carried into the psychic industry. It's almost, and I'm going to use a social justice thing. If I come in and I'm acting hot-headed and just firing off, then I'm being too aggressive. I'm being too masculine. Yeah. I'm just not respecting the ladies in the room. Like, they will turn around and eat me alive. But if I sit back,
not that I would allow that to happen.
Yeah. Literally, you can say something and I can say something in a meeting.
Yeah.
Everyone will agree with you and echo or make choices and decisions. I can say the same thing and we'll spend 2 hours tearing apart the patriarchy.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing, but it's how the energy is presented.
Yeah.
And I that's the thing.
And like when we go back to job fields now, because I live in a social housing house.
Right.
And when we book an appointment, they say, right, they bring up all your files. Like if I got a repair that needs doing, and they'll say, you're a woman living on your own. Would you like a female to come or a male?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's good that they're giving people the option.
Well, I think that's fabulous that they're giving the option. I think it's amazing that you have the option. Do you know?
Yeah.
I spent 4 years trying to find someone to redo my bathroom.
Really?
Yeah, because I own my home.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was managing the construction, meaning I was hiring the person, I was paying the person, all that. 4 years. We made a joke that we needed my sister in law to come down and deal with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Because she could actually get people to show up, do the
Yeah.
job, and be done with it.
Yeah. You know why that is, though? I'm a great believer, and I think the ladies of the viewers would probably agree. Workmen feel intimidated being employed by a man.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a woman, they feel they can push over.
Right.
You know, they can say what they want to and say, oh, well, you need this doing, you need that doing.
Mm-hmm.
I find going to a garage really intimidating because I'm a female walking into a male environment.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a bitch. When I drop my car off, like for the MOT, I give him my keys and he'll say, any problems? I'm like, no, I've just had a full service on her. I know she's working well, no issues.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew if I go in and I say, no, she's running okay, they'd come back with a list of things that need sorting.
Right.
What's Shannon said?
When she was managing her grandparents' plumbing company, people would ask them to send her out because they wanted a female for a reason. My grandfather was like, yeah, I'll bring my wife and she's certified. Laugh out loud.
Yeah.
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 Our housing association have got female carpenters, female
Mm-hmm.
plumbers, female electricians,
Mm-hmm.
and they always give the option. Like, I'm like, send whoever you want to send. They all know me. I've been a tenant for like 20 years now.
Right. Well, and here's the thing, but here, it's weird. Like, literally. So I live in an all male household. I've had to call mom and have her call like the plumber to come out
Mm.
because
Yeah.
he'll actually come. And it's like, give me a break. Give me a break.
Yeah.
And it's like, one, comparatively, I have more makeup, more nail polish, and more perfume than my mother ever thought of owning. Like, I am like feminine boy, tatted and padded.
Yeah.
But you ladies are vicious. And she's vicious when it comes to the bill. Like, nope, you chipped the paint, so you ain't paying. So I ain't paying you for painting. Yeah, and I'm just like, write the check. Thank you for showing up.
I had to have, when my car was damaged, either last year or the year before, and I had to have 2 police officers out because I had video evidence of the person doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And when I phoned the police, they said, do you want us to send a female? I said, no, it's fine. Send a male. I got no issues with them.
Right.
So when the police officer came in, I said, right, here's the evidence. What are you going to do about it? And he looked at me and he said, well, he's underage. And I was like, bullshit, don't give me that. And he was like, what? I said, I know how the law works. And he was like, how do you? I said, restorative justice practice. And his face hit the floor. I said, look, I said, you're not messing about with a woman who won't say nothing. I said, get this sorted. You've got 48 hours or I'm going to handle it myself. As he was walking out, he turned round, he looked at me, he shook my hand and said, thank fuck for that. And I went, what? He said, somebody that will actually tell us what they want. Somebody that's not afraid to tell us they live in a shithole.
Well, it's one of those things. And, you observe a lot of masculine energy.
Yeah.
But you've had to. You had a stronger, and the Japanese culture has this. down with the yin and yang principles. And I always forget which one's the feminine, which one's the masculine. There's a lovely restaurant. I have loved it since the day these people moved here. I love going there to eat, and everyone thinks that the man, oh, it's a Japanese restaurant, so the woman's very submissive. Bullshit. Tomatoes.
Yeah.
I've heard her in the kitchen. I know enough Japanese. My clients have taught me enough Japanese. She's given them what for and some. Yeah. And not given two cookies about it.
I think as time have changed, women have started to do more of the men's roles, and men have started to do more of the women's roles.
Well, see, here's my question. Has it not always been that way? But not on public TV.
Where I grew up, no.
Okay.
Because if you think about it, when I grew up, when I was a child and growing up, it was the men worked down the pits.
Mm-hmm.
The women worked in bars and pubs.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'd say it's about the last 20 years. I wouldn't say it's major length of time. Things have started changing. Like if you think about it, 20 years ago, you wouldn't get a female carpenter. You wouldn't get a female plumber. You wouldn't get a female fire officer.
Nope, but you'd get a female garager.
See, that's one thing we don't have over here.
I had one in North Carolina. I had one in Ohio. I need one in West Virginia because she'd go over my car with a fine-tooth comb and pick it apart and go, all right, here's your bill. I ain't playing with you.
Am I right in thinking Brenda works in a car dealership? No, sorry, Shannon.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Shannon, here's one for you. What do you find easiest to communicate with client-wise, male or female? Because obviously Shannon got to deal with both all the time.
Oh, yeah. She'll pop through. There's a delay always.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, like, it's interesting, and I don't know, maybe it's because I live in West Virginia and we've always had a little bit of a difference.
Yeah.
Like, the boss of the construction company you would think would be male. One of the biggest construction companies around here was ran and operated by a female.
Yeah.
Male.
That is really interesting.
Right. All right. Shannon says males. The women get more aggressive because they think a man will give them their way if they complain enough.
See?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it weird how things work? Like, over here now, we've got a lot of males that think nothing of walking out in women's clothes with a full face of makeup on.
Right.
To me, that don't bother me at all because I don't think... Right, men's clothes are more comfortable than female clothes.
Debatable.
So, like, I'll wear a lot of... Because of the size of my chest, I'll wear a lot of male tops.
Right.
But for me, that's because it's comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And if other people want to wear different things, that's up to them as an individual person.
Right. It's like I don't leave the house without makeup on. I'll wake up in the morning, I wash my face, I put my makeup on.
Yeah.
I do my nails. I do my nails. I used to get my nails done, but I do my nails now. They're thinner. They're shorter. I can do that.
Yeah.
Okay, and if we look at things, makeup was designed for men.
Yeah.
Heels were designed for men with money.
Yes. Yeah. And if you think about it, all cowboy boots were built with the heel wedge.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. I told their wives, like, obviously, I'm not going to budge. Oh.
See?
Oh, okay. So Shannon goes in. The guys can be a bit conceited, but the women will throw a fit and threaten me like with their husband, Colin, and they are just like, "I'm sorry, she's acting this way." When I tell him the exact same thing I told his wife, like obviously I'm not going to budge. But
And
now,
that's the way you should be.
yeah, a good cowboy boot should be 3.5 inch heel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's me. I will live in my trainers because they're comfortable. I won't put makeup on unless I'm going somewhere.
Right. You
So
know,
it don't make a difference whether you're male or female.
it doesn't. But there are things that people look at me and think I should know, and it's like, nope. Pink was originally a boy's color. It was. You know, blue used to not even be a baby color.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is the weird thing, especially because blue used to be attached to death.
It annoys me when a parent says, "Oh, I've got to get my son that, but got to get it in blue."
What
Why
annoys me is
blue?
when there's a story and it came out. I think it's the Sun over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you. It's your biggest newspaper that comes out in the
Yeah.
mornings. It's your morning newspaper, so I guess it's the Sun.
Yeah.
About this father that lost his combobulation and composure because he went to pick up his son from preschool or
Yeah.
primary or
Nursery.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's yeah. So it's our preschool, your nursery. And his little boy was playing with a bunch of girls with Barbies. He would have lost it. And I thought to myself when I read this story, the child just playing.
Yeah.
Take a chill pill.
Yeah. When Parker is old enough, he will have a doll's pram, the same as his father did. He
Mm-hmm.
will have a doll. He will have a play kitchen because it's all about life experiences.
Right. But if he is all into sports, I'm quite sure he'll have every ball, bat, and
Yeah.
beanie around.
Yeah. And let's face it, an action man is no different to a Barbie, apart from the hair.
I disagree with that.
Why?
Barbie has more accessories.
Well, Barbie can take Action Man out to dinner.
Exactly.
Leave Ken in the house.
Oh, please. She got rid of Ken in the 70s.
But it's true, though. Whatever toy they make for a boy, they make the most similar one for a girl, just different colours.
Exactly. And we're talking basic toys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you let a child just play, they will just play with
Yeah.
whoever or whatever.
And it's the most natural thing in the world, and you should
Exactly.
encourage them to do it.
Right. But no, I think we're going through an era. And we've seen this era before, but people don't remember this era because most of them weren't alive.
Yeah.
We're going through that early 1900 stage when it was very natural for anyone to do whatever they needed to do.
Yeah.
You know, whether that is to bake, cook, clean, like that whole, woman stays home in the kitchen only if she has time. Normally she's busy with a career nowadays. And
Yeah.
G.I. Joe Well, he's too busy, trying to figure out how to put a vacuum back together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All that army training, of him learning to put guns back together blindfolded really does him no damn good with a stopped up vacuum.
No. And in reality, why shouldn't men do the same things as women? And why shouldn't women do the same as men?
I have one split in this.
Go on. Oh, serious, ladies, he spat his ice cube out.
I had to because I couldn't talk with it. I do not think that it is fair to hold a man up to the same standards of a woman in two regards.
Go on.
Women can multitask faster and quicker.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. We are good at our jobs.
And all of them. And secondly, I do not think it's fair for women to have to be the brunt of the decision maker.
No, I agree there. Everything should be equal on that part of things.
Okay. They should not have to be the ones figuring out how to stretch Lincoln or King George to the hilt. They should not have to make the emotional, intelligent decisions because he's a damn hothead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like if she was, and there are women at my gym that can do this. They can outlift me any day of the week, even if they got a cold. So this segregated sports era, I think, is going to be over.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a massive one going on here at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd have hit the news big time. This might ruffle some.
Everywhere.
It was a trans person come from male to female and won a sports thing. And the uproar was, yes, she's now transitioned.
Right.
But the body power is still there.
See, I want to debate that one, and here's why. There was a big scandal. I believe it was the Olympic Russian ladies.
Yeah, I think that was another one, wasn't it? Yeah.
Okay. That were disqualified.
Yeah.
From the Olympics because their body chemistry, it was their natural chemistry, was more masculine than feminine.
And that's where lines have got to be drawn and decisions have to be made and stuck to.
Right. But, then I flash back to my high school era, and I'm talking American football. So let's clarify, I'm talking American football. The school that is within our county, but like 3 towns over, had a linebacker female.
Yeah.
And I've seen her take down boys and leave them in the ground. Like she should have gone on and played professional rugby at that level.
Well, I'll tell you a little thing about me. I started getting into rugby at the age of 8. I was asked to join a boys' team and play for them. I was the first girl ever to play at Cardiff Arms Park before it became the Millennium Stadium for a boys' team.
Right.
And I loved it.
Right. And I'm sorry, there is no room, in my opinion, to be dividing these sports. Like that is 1930.
No.
If you can play basketball, get out there and play basketball. If you can play football, leave them in the dirt. If you're going to get out there and do the training and do the work and build the muscle, go for it. I don't think that male or female sports should be any different. It should be sports.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And I agree with you.
Yeah. There should be no limits.
Because it comes back down to, does that mean then only women should enter baking competitions?
Right.
And it's equal. Men can cook as well.
Some of them cook better than some of the women I know. Most of the women I know look at you and say, I ain't fucking cooking, get over it.
I can cook. That's one. Well, as you can see, I can cook.
I can cook too. I'm learning to cook differently, but I can cook too. But the point there being is there is only a few areas of our life that are still segregated with this segregation.
Yeah. Yeah. Our police force have just changed so much over here now.
Mm-hmm.
Now they've got to employ so many people from. Got to be careful how I say this because I really don't want to offend anybody.
Different demographics?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And if they've got to wear, I'm going to use the word headgear, because there's so many different face coverings and headwear for different cultures and religions. And they're actually allowed to wear that on duty as well.
Good. I think that needs to happen.
That's what's happening over here at the moment.
Right. And it's like, I know a lot of policemen. I worked bars for years. Like, they knew me on first name basis because they can't, I'm sorry, any policeman, they party harder than anybody else. And boys and girls, don't you sit there and aggravate me. I know how much your bar tabs used to be.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And I'm sorry, I will take a man policeman any day. Like, the worst fight I ever saw was between a female officer and a male lieutenant. And I lost 2 bar chairs out of it, and the lieutenant wasn't the one lifting them.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you, Brenda. I really do.
Yeah, if it's a sport, a job, whatever, if you were able to do it, then you do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. But, you know, and we hear all these stories about, well, you know, the trans females coming in and taking our sport away, or it isn't fair for them to compete. Tell you what, let's have tryouts for a basketball team. No, co-ed basketball team. Let's blow the fucking planet up with co-ed sports and watch those teams start performing at real performance.
Yeah.
You know, those little scrappy, like 4.5 foot females in basketball running circles, being like little bumblebees around these men and being like, please give me a break.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got to say, I think we've had a very interesting conversation today. Very grown up for us.
I know. Normally we're a little bit more hot-feathered. Well, and I think that, you know, during this new century, we need to really change things because the 1800s, men had their roles and women kept their ass in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Then we get into the 20th century and everyone got their own little boxes, but we're allowed to come out and do them.
Yeah.
Then in the 80s, we started seeing women going, I'll do this my damn self, because we got tired of waiting on men.
I'd say the majority of females do DIY within the house.
I would say the majority of females not only do DIY in the house, they complete it.
Yes. Yeah.
Because the number of men that'll start a project and they go dawdling off is ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree with you totally.
Okay. So I think it's highly important that they do more DIY. I think it's highly important that you learn to do what you can do, and if not, learn how to hire someone to do it. But don't think, oh, I can't do this. I can't. Baloney. Stay on
There's
your boobs
never
and do
such word as can't.
Mm-mm. Exactly. All right, honey. So what you're rocking this week?
Same as usual. I'm here every day from around 8 a.m. until around midnight. I'm not on Zodiac at the moment, so you can find me on Fortunica.
And you can find me. My link tree's down there, so you can choose all the networks. I'm going a little spicy this week. I don't know what my. Yeah, I was awake at 5:30 this morning. I woke up at 5:30 this morning, and I've been going strong all day. See,
don't forget we have the full moon as well.
We have a full moon. We have a lunar eclipse. We have Mercury going into retrograde. And all of those are combining into a lovely pattern of energy that you can make it work for you.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, guys. We've hoped you enjoyed the show. Come back and see us next Monday at 5 o'clock Eastern Time.
Ooh, we need a conversation about that. I'll have to message you Monday because my clocks change on Sunday. So I'm not sure where we'll be time zone wise.
We'll be back on normal time.
Will we?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I think I lose an hour.
Right. So it should be 10 an hour? GTM. You'll lose an hour.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it should be your 10 BTM. Because you've been coming on at 9.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad you know, because I don't. I just do what I'm told.
Exactly. We love that until you don't. And then you let us know that we've messed up.
Do you know?
Yes, I do. On Wednesday.
And how old will you be?
444.
Don't lie. Don't lie. You don't work with me.
444.
So you're 44 on Wednesday.
Exactly. We'll go with that.
Brenda, come on. How old is he on Wednesday? Go tell me the truth, or I'll put 101.
Put 444. That's what we've decided to go with. She has a theory. She can tell you in the break room.
You're looking good for that age. You haven't got much grey.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, me and Miss Clarel's been dating since she got, her first chemical bath.
Be like me. Let it grow naturally.
See, but here's the thing, and this is what people don't get. I started going gray in high school.
Don't know why.
Oh, I do. It's called trying to be an adult too early. All right, guys, we will see you later. You'll just have to watch my socials for when I'm on. Bye, y'all.
Bye.